Hi, are you a fan of Pokemon and you want to play Pokemon Legends ZA but don't know how? Then this is the guide that you need to watch because I'm gonna teach you on how to run this game in 4K resolution and in 60 FPS easily into your PC. So first of all you need is that you'll need to have a copy of all the files that I've highlighted here in my folder. So these are the dynamic 60 FPS mod for Pokemon Legends ZA because we are using the Nintendo Switch Run version of Pokemon Legends ZA. And you will need also the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware in version 20 in order for it to play Pokemon Legends ZA. And also the game should be in NSP file format with an emulator installed into your PC. But before you follow this guide, I need you to agree that you have already purchased a legal copy of Pokemon Legends ZA. Okay, so be sure to own the game and you own the Nintendo Switch console itself to follow all the steps here because we do not support piracy here. We only need to support Pokemon and Nintendo, so be sure to own the game. And then also if we own the game, there's nothing Nintendo can do about that because we have already purchased and there's so many issues with them. So I hope you do that. So now if you own the game and the console, go to Google, then go search for Ryujinx emulator, then go to the official GitHub page, click on that, and then hover down below into the latest build section. Then just click on the stable release here link and then just select the installer that you need into your device. So there are for Linux, for Mac, and for Linux ARM64 and for Steam. So we are from Windows, so be sure to download the Windows version here, and I have it already here, so I'm just gonna minimize this and I'm gonna assume that you have downloaded the file. Then open that file that you have downloaded. Then just to install this emulator, all you have to do is just to install this into an SSD storage. So do that and then just drag and drop this file into that SSD storage and then close on that and then rename this into Ryujinx emulator so that you know that this is a Nintendo Switch emulator, Ryujinx emulator. Okay, then open that folder. Then locate on the Ryujinx application file and then you are good to go to run the emulator itself. So I'm just gonna delete this one because I have already installed mine and I have properly optimized it. So go ahead, open Ryujinx, and if this is your first installation, your Ryujinx emulator will not look like mine because mine has already been properly set up and I have already installed the necessary files in it in order for it to take and play Switch games. But for you, you will still need to install these files. So these files are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware where you got from your Nintendo Switch console. And you also need the NSP file format of Pokemon Legends ZA. And again, in order for you to get all of these files is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, you have installed a custom firmware in it, because if it has a custom firmware installed into your Nintendo Switch, then you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those system files, all you have to do now is just transfer them into your PC, just like mine here. Now in order for you to get the game, buy the game, own the physical copy of it, and then you can now digitally back it up into an NSP file format, just like mine here. Now, for the next step, for those who don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware of your Switch, you don't know how to dump or digitally back up your Pokemon Legends ZA physical copy, then this is the next step for you. Again, please do own the game and own the console. So prepare your mobile phone, scan this QR code into your QR code reader so that you'll be redirected to a page wherein you can get all of these three files. So once you are in the site, be sure to follow all of the instructions there in order for you to get all of these three files here, okay? And I'm gonna assume that you have these files now into your PC. If you have downloaded into your phone, be sure to transfer them. So go ahead, open Ryujinx again, and then open the keys zip file. Open the folder inside, just go to Actions, Install Keys, install the keys, create a new folder, name it Keys, and then just drag and drop the product keys and title keys inside here, and then just select product.keys, hit open, hit yes, hit OK, then go to Actions, go to Install Keys again, select the title.keys, hit open, hit yes, hit OK, then install the firmware. So just go to Actions, install firmware from inside the file, locate on the firmware file. The firmware file should be version 20.5.0, select that, hit open, hit yes, and hit OK. you'll know the installation is successful because right down here below it says firmware version 20.5.0. And if you have Switch games already into your system, then it will now detect all of your Switch games and it will show you their game icons, the same as mine here. And as you can see, I have Pokemon Legends ZA. It's in version 1.0.0, the base version of the game. I played an hour of it. It's a 4 gigabytes of file. It's NSP file format. We cannot update this to the latest day 1 version patch, because if you do that, then it will crash in Ryujinx and we will not be able to play the game. And now I'm going to teach you how to install the 60 FPS mod. And to do this, hover into the game icon of the game, right click on it and just select manage mods from in this section. Then as you can see, I have dynamic 60 FPS mod already, but for you, you will have to click on add button and then just create a new folder, name it mods, just like mine. Open that, and then remember the QR code that I provided for you. You will also get the dynamic 60 FPS mod with that. So open that one, and all you have to do is just drag and drop these files into this folder here to have the 60 FPS mod installed. And once you're done, select the dynamic 60 FPS mod and hit save. Then your Pokemon Legends ZA can now run 60 FPS. Now for the next step is that we will need to fix an issue with Pokemon Legends ZA, wherein when you enter first in Lumia City and in the cinematic scene, then the game will crash and you will not be able to progress in the game. So to fix that issue, you have to change some settings in Ryujinx. And to do that, just go to options and go to settings, and in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So it's really simple. So here's in the interface tab, the game directories is where you'll store your Switch games. Again, store your Switch games in an SSD so that it will run much faster, and the game file formats of the games should also be in XCI and NSP. Now go to input, connect your controller here, map them up according to liking. It's better that you use a controller such as Xbox, PC, or PlayStation, or better yet, your Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Map them up according to liking, but the dead zone for both left and right sticks should be changed in 0.20 if you're having some drifting issues, and you should change the range it into 2 for both left and right sticks. Once you're done, go to system. You can change the language and region to your language and region, but the VSync settings should be in Switch settings. You have to check FSD checks, and in the DRAM size, you have to change this to 8 gigabytes to fix the issue where the game will crash, because all of the previous Switch games, you can just run them smoothly with 4 gigabytes. Now go to CPU. You have to uncheck PPTC. Before we need to check this, but for this game, you need to uncheck this, and the other settings here, be sure to copy them. Now go to graphics. Graphics backend is in Vulkan. Your graphics card should be a GTX 1060, and I bet you have much better graphics card because that graphic card is really old now. So I think you're good to go here. Graphics backend multi-threading should be on, and in features and enhancement, you should enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Now resolution scale is set in 2 times resolution. You can change this to 4K resolution too if you have a powerful CPU and graphics card. But if you're having some issues, you can change this to native resolution. But for me, 2 times resolution is the best because that's my monitor resolution. Now anti-aliasing set to SMA Ultra, and if you're having some issues, change this to none. Scaling filter, FSR, set to 100%, but if you're having some issues, change this to bilinear. And isotropic filtering set to max 16 times, but if you're having some issues, change this to auto. And aspect ratio 16:9 if you're having some issues. If your monitor resolution or monitor ratio is not the same as 16:9, then you can change this here, or just stretch to fit the window. Once done, go to audio, really simple settings. And the other parts, the other tabs, just default settings, so you don't need to change them, so leave them as default. Once done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Pokemon Legends ZA is now fully capable of running in 4K and 60 FPS easily. So a little bit of disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is. They do not support the Nintendo Switch emulation system for PC. They hate it, they don't like it, so if I show you the gameplay, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down. So I hope you guys don't understand all that part, but I am willing to compromise a little bit. That's why I will try to boot up into the title screen of the game to show you proof that this video tutorial is working. And also, I'm just gonna blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strikes into my channel. So again guys, please do understand, okay? I can't show you gameplay at all. So here in the lower section, as you can see, it's running 60 FPS now, and you'll know that the mod is running perfectly. And I have played the game an hour, and it is much better than the Nintendo Switch 2 because you can change your resolution easily. You can change so many settings here, and in the near future there will be mods that can be installed here in Pokemon Legends in PC. So as long as you follow all the steps that I'm showing you in this guide, then you'll be able to play the game smoothly into your PC now. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Pokemon Legends ZA, then just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. And if you find this video tutorial helpful, please do leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That will help me out massively. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and see you on the next one.